Rose with PsychicFuture.com, and this is your horoscope from the 1st to the 7th of October. So this week we are focusing even more on relationships. If you watched my last few videos, we were talking about this whole balance thing and the reflection of seeing yourself in other people and trying to learn something from what you see outside of yourself, so like your relationships. And this week we've got Venus moving retrograde. So this retrograde is not going to be anything like Mercury retrograde, so don't panic when you hear that word. It's going to be a lot softer and gentler than the Mercury retrograde energy, and what it's going to do is it's going to really help you to isolate any of your relationships and take a real good look at what you need to do to improve those. So if, for example, the last few weeks it's been very chaotic in planetary and worldly energies, and perhaps you felt like you've got a lot on your plate, you've got too much to do, you've got too many things on your to-do list, too many hurdles to cross, there's too many problems going on. You are not alone. This has been like a theme for a lot of people. But what really happens when we have so much on our plate is that we tend to neglect our relationships a little bit, because, you know, especially with the people closest to us, because we just we take it for granted that they'll be there, and actually they will be there. It's not that, you know, they'll get annoyed and they'll leave or they'll stop talking to you, but actually it's detrimental to us as well, because when we're spending time with those people that we love, or, you know, connecting with them in some way, that fills us up as well and it makes us feel good. So this kind of neglect that we've got going on with our relationships is affecting us as much as it is affecting the relationship, and this is what Venus retrograde is going to show us this week. So this might manifest in perhaps you don't see eye to eye with somebody, you know, or perhaps you feel neglected by somebody, and actually what that's doing is it's trying to show you that you need to put more energy into that connection. So if perhaps, you know, you've been texting a friend and they're just not replying, or perhaps you feel like you are like not quite on the same page as your partner or your family, then this is trying to show you that perhaps it's not them. And it's not necessarily to say that it's your fault, because that's, you know, it's not that at all. It's just that you can do something to improve that now. So if you've noticed that and you think, well, why haven't they texted me back? Then why don't you text them and be like, hey, I know you're really busy, but I just wanted to say that, you know, I hope you're all right and I miss you and I'd love to catch up whenever you've got a free moment. Like if you do that kind of thing, then what you're doing is you are signalling to that person that, you know, you respect that they're really busy because you're really busy too, but you are there and you love them and you want to spend time with them. And that's going to be really helpful for you this week, particularly if you do get any relationship issues come up for you. These are coming up for a reason. They're coming up to show you what you need to do to improve that relationship. So then we've also got Pluto is moving direct this week. So Pluto in retrograde has recently been making us feel like we cannot move forwards and we cannot change in the way that we want to change. So we might have had these kind of big ideas of the things that we want to do in our life and the way that we want to be and this person that we want to be, but we haven't been able to take action quite as much as we've wanted to because of various blocks or hurdles, or it just feels like slow, like it's not working in the way that we want it to. And this is going to be kind of released now that Pluto is moving direct, and we're going to feel like we can make a little bit more progress towards our goals or towards these ideas of what we've wanted to bring into our life. And this actually is going to really nicely balance out with this Venus retrograde energy, because it's going to help us to have less focus on, you know, this hustle and this moving forwards and all these goals that we've got, you know, that we want to achieve, and this new idea of who we want to be. And it will allow us to kind of like take some of that energy from that and put it into our relationships, and then that in turn will make us feel really good about, you know, ourselves and about the world around us, and then we'll have more energy to put back to our hustle. So this is a really nice kind of pairing right now, but it is going to take a little bit of you just kind of opening your eyes to what is going on with your relationship dynamics, and in particular which of your relationships need a little bit of extra work on them, a little bit of TLC. So I'm going to pick you a tarot card, and this week we'll do one for your relationship things this week, because that is the theme. So let's have a card for Sagittarius relationships. This one. Okay, Nine of Wands, strength. Okay, So this is talking about having quite a lot on your plate, and that you have been very good at managing it all so far. Perhaps it's felt a little bit like at times you have too many burdens, you've got too many plates spinning in your life, and you've just really had to find some inner strength in order to handle it all. And this is saying, like, really well done, like you've done that, that's great. You're so close to feeling, like you are in control of your situation, and to feeling like you are moving forwards again. But it's also saying that, you need to perhaps slow down a little bit at times, and that inner strength doesn't have to always be like shown in an outer way. It doesn't always have to be like, look at how many things I can manage, look at, like, I can take more, give me more. Like, it doesn't have to always be like that. Sometimes inner strength is about recognizing when you need to take a pause, and recognizing when you need to pour your energy into something else, like your relationships. So if you have had a lot on your plate recently, this is saying to you, like, congratulate yourself. Like, you've done really, really well to get over all of the hurdles that life has thrown at you recently, but it is now time perhaps to just take a little bit of a breather, and to maybe kind of deflect some of that energy into your relationships, and to, not feel like you have to gain something all the time, or that you have to be moving forwards towards something all the time, but that actually you can just like take a bit of a pit stop and with some friends and enjoy life, and not kind of take on more burdens. So yeah, make sure that you do spend some time with people that you love this week. And if you liked this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you next week. Much love.